to pick a brand, that would be Citibank because well, there are a
But
lot
you have
of
inside information on this.
true, but it doesn't mean that it will.
Beep.
Of course, but I'm not saying yeah, of course, but I'm not saying that that will happen this year. Um, but yeah, I just had to mention something. It would be Citibank. I don't know. We all do not really know it. As always, it can come from any direction. What's this?
Let me pull this
Okay.
up. Ladies and gentlemen, comrades, happy 2024. It is January 9th. The Quamfy Show is back. All new season 3, believe in the branding, as is. It is the year of the dragon. And we're starting the year off well, because the US patent for the quant filtering and ordering layer has been granted. We're going to have a look at that in a second. And of course, because it is the new year, it is either time for New Year's resolutions, and or for predictions. And obviously, Quamfy Show loves a good bit of predicting, even if it is for traders to counter trade our let's call them guesses. So we did the same thing on the Dutch Quamfy Show last week. So this is going to be a little bit of a repeat, but we decided to give our answers not from a cheat sheet, but from the top of our heads. And since the deck has been shuffled once again, as Tim so eloquently put it before the show, it could very well be that there are some discrepancies with last week's episode and this week's episode, because, well, a week has passed, and as we all know, a week in crypto is like a decade in real human lives. So we will have to see where that will take us. But we have a top 10. We have a top 10 of predictions, 10 topics, and a bonus topic. And most of these topics are near and dear to your heart, as long as you are Quamfy, I have no doubt. So that's the programming for today. We're going to try and keep this under an hour and a half. Let's see how it goes. And cool, Tim is on my left. I have my main screen here. So if I'm looking to the left while I'm talking, I'm actually looking to Tim, whilst I should be looking at you. Anyway, Tim, dude, how
Hey,
is life?
how's life? Yeah, well, you just asked me the same question in Dutch. I just replied, well, another week has passed. Even
10
a
years
year has,
older.
yeah, we just got 14 days older. A year has passed, actually. We made it into the new year. It seems like there is something going on with Bitcoin and with the entire market. Um, but it's kind of weird because then last week we were talking about like our predictions. We did it all in Dutch, and well, we made a ton of predictions, which we are going to do again in this show. And I felt like the sentiment was really positive, right? We were actually there was quite some optimism. 7 days have passed. The price of QNT has dropped by 20 euros, so even more dollars. And the situation has changed completely. So yeah, well, personally, everything's
Or
fine.
has it?
Crypto-wise, I'm not so sure actually. We can go all directions. It's the same old mess which we are in. So yeah, that's about me. How are you?
I'm good. I'm not as cynical as you. I'm still bullish as
I'm not
fuck for
saying
this
I'm
year.
not saying I'm cynical. It's just that the cards have been reshuffled in a week of time.
Right, right, right. Yeah, the deck's been shuffled for sure. In my opinion, and this is how I feel, right? I feel great. I'm bullish. I think the market's in an outstanding spot. I think there are too many people that have been here for a cycle, maybe two, and maybe I'm one of them. I am probably one of them. And they think they know and they've seen it all. and they know how to draw some lines, they know how to sniff some lines, they know how to look at some lines and make some memes, and then they create this story that they project, and either they trade it or they don't. But that is what sentiment is right now, and what I think I realized is that yes, we had what 3 bull cycles, right? What was it, 2017, 2020, and now this one, right? Or maybe the one before that.
Yeah,
But
this is the third one.
none of these cycles have been the same, right? 2017 was the first time that there were more assets than just Bitcoin and Ethereum. Then we had the 2020, which was that centered in the COVID, right? There was money being poured into the system left and right. People were lonely behind their computers at home. They had nothing to do besides click on social media and just follow all the other idiots up to the chopping block. And right now, this cycle, we have an ETF that is coming. I am pretty fucking sure it's coming, and you guys will know because Thursday is when this goes live. And tomorrow is being decided whether or not the ETF will be sanctioned or whatever it's called. And I think there's no doubt, right? And just looking that, I read this article, I forgot which one. They spoke about that everybody needed to have the same options to list a Bitcoin spot ETF, right? I believe there are 10 applicants for an ETF, and they wanted to get everybody ready to do that. Yeah, there's this war going on with the fees for the ETF. And then there is this guy from the SEC that tweeted a couple of days ago that people need to be careful trading, blah, blah, blah. And then today, even Gary Gensler himself tweeted that crypto could be a trap and that you need to be careful and blah, blah, blah. And just by those 2 tweets alone, my reasoning is, why would they just tweet stuff like that, specifically cater to crypto folk, if they're not going to approve an ETF? And on the other hand, how much longer can they move goalposts, kick the can down the road, those type? So I think the ETF will be there. Will it be sell the news event or whatever? I think there are so many people making themselves so fucking crazy for the last God knows how long that anything is possible. But everything is so fragile, right? A couple of days back before the crash where we are right now, some numbnut from Matrix analysts, whatever, they posted a thing about the ETF not being approved, and instantly the market dumped. And that brings me back to my first story, right? That everybody thinks they know everything and they have everything dialed in and dialed down. All those narratives are super fragile, and everybody knows that their own narratives and their stories are fragile and that their trades are just guesses, but they project it outwards, and if it is the God honest truth, as if they have lived it and they created it and they patented it and they know it all, and people just follow them. People don't do their own research. People don't know jack shit, and they just look to the people with the biggest mouths, and those people are insecure themselves, that as soon as something gets posted, they start reposting it and rehashing it, and it just creates a domino effect every single time. This happened, what, Tim, 4 times now in the last 3 months? Whatever somebody said, no, Bitcoin ETF is probably not going to happen. Everybody panics and everything.
That's a super fragile narrative, right?
Yeah.
ETF story. But still, we kind of all buy into it. And yeah, we're going into this speculation later on in the show. So that's...
Yeah.
I feel like we should keep it for later.
Yeah, for sure.
It kind of describes the general sentiment.
There's just no consensus. There's just no consensus on what's going to happen, and everybody's just guessing, literally, because there's just no uniform data that anybody can base anything on, right? Like I said, the last 3 cycles, everything was different always. And yes, arguably everything is always different in markets, but crypto markets are so small, right? So if you look at the bell curve thing, stocks can take a punch because there are so many people and there's so much money in. But for crypto, it's just not the case, and most people are more or less illiterate, and a single viable hoax, potentially viable hoax, can just wreck the entire thing. Anyway,
Yeah.
So let's get our asses to the patent, because what was already granted last year was the patent in Japan that was granted. We knew this. We knew that there were applications in, I believe, Canada, the EU, and the United States as well. And we knew the US was pending, obviously, because they filed for that in 2018. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me sort this out. Yeah. So the patent was filed. The person that found this, by the way, because I did not find this on my own. This is on a paper bag, at fucking paper bag. A dude on Twitter. I found his thing. And this is what you're now looking at is the patent. The director of the United States Patent and Trademark Office has received an application for a patent for a new and useful invention. The title and description of the inventions are enclosed. The requirements of law have been complied with, and it has been determined that a patent on the invention shall be granted under the law. Therefore, His United States. Is that what it says there? Yeah. Therefore, His United States. Patent grants to the person having title to this patent the right to exclude others from making, using, offering for sale, or selling the invention throughout the United States of America, or importing the invention into the United States of America, and if the invention is a process of the right to exclude others from using, offering for sale, or selling throughout the United States of America. Products made by the process for the term set forth in blah, 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 or blah, 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 subject to the payment of maintenance fees as provided by, see the maintenance fee notice inside of the cover, signed by Catherine Kelly Vidal, the director of the United States Patent and Trademark Office. So this is nice. This means that whenever the blockchain communications and ordering, right, that's what the patent was for, by Verdian et al., is being used by somebody without license, they need to pay regardless. And that this is now protected up until 2040, if I remember that correctly. So the tweet will be in the description. And I highly recommend having a look there. If you go to any other quant groups, links are also in the description. You can find the juice and the discussion. Yeah?
Yeah, can we read the abstract? Can you zoom in and...
Yes, I know, I can.
Maybe there are some...
Abstract. The present disclosure provides a computer-implemented method for maintaining a record of an order of messages appearing on one or more blockchains. The method comprising identifying a plurality of messages, wherein each of the messages in the plurality of transactions is included on any of the one or more blockchains, semicolon, and storing a record of the plurality of messages in a data store, comma, wherein the record is indicative of the relative order of the plurality of transactions. Tim, can you present this in layman's terms?
No.
Okay, just for the record, this was one sentence, right? So yeah.
Yeah, this is one sentence.
You can go to the link. I'll also put my tweet in there. Let me see here. Maybe I can make it a little bit more juicy. But the bottom line of this is that I'm on a VPN. Then if I can go here.
Go back to the tweet. I want to say something. We'll put this in the description. You can look this up for yourself. Here. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh dear. You open the second image. Like no, yeah, that one. Yeah, exactly. So if you zoom in on this document, you can see some interesting things. Like I have no idea what the content of this patent is, though I have no technical know-how.
I can't zoom
But
this in.
I do see some interesting, huh?
I cannot zoom this in. That's what I'm
Okay,
trying to tell
but
you.
if you do this in your own computer, you can see it. There are some interesting things here. Oh,
Yeah, just keep talking, dude.
yeah, but I want to say something about the document. Because if you look at the document, you can see it has actually been filed since 2018. I even see December 1st, 2017 in the document. And it's been granted December 12th, 2023. That's a long time that it took. And oh, Jarno is gone. I do not see Jarno. Yeah, there he is again. That took a long time. And this is kind of the well, yeah, I'm zoomed in personally on the document, otherwise I cannot read it. My eyes are pretty bad. But it's kind of illustrative for how long these processes take, right? It almost took them 6 years. And this is just one example. I don't know. Fascinated by timelines more than you are, probably.
No, because it's pretty obvious that these things take time, right? And the same goes obviously for the whole ETF thing, and the same goes for the entire business of quant, right? If you want to do something in a legal and standardized and structured way, you have a lot of container ships to steer, or oil tankers or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And that just takes time. There's a lot of momentum. There's a lot of politics involved usually. And especially for this, right? Because they filed everything in 2018, and they had a couple of I don't know how to call these things, but kind of like feedback rounds, right? That they needed to adjust things because they wanted to patent a process, right? I mean, if you want to patent a fucking pen, that's pretty straightforward because this is a pen, because this is a product, this is something you can touch, and it has all these characteristics. But how do you patent software, right? Because that's what we're technically talking about. So there are, and this is not me talking, this is DH talking. If you want to Google, or not Google, look him up in Council. He's the patent expert. But he explained that it is rather challenging to get a process which is technically software patented, because I mean everything is becoming software, right? If you create a program or you create an algorithm or whatever, patenting that is not the same as patenting a pen, but it is. But because of all the old doctrines and the old definitions, if I understood correctly, that made it a little bit more challenging than usual, right? If you want to patent a credit card or a new way of a credit card, that's a lot easier than some bunch of code that does certain things in certain orders. Anyway, if you want to juice on this, you can go to the links in the description. You can open it up. You can see all the drawings underneath here in more detail, and dig in if you desire to do so.
Yeah. But it's good news. I completely missed this patent news. Everyone, I think this was just posted recently. We all overlooked it.
I just found that tweet like 2 hours ago.
Yeah, and is it an old tweet? It's not, right?
No,
it's like
no, it's from today.
Okay, well,
it's from today. But the 12th of the 12th is the date, right? Date of patent is December 12th, but that is when it left the thingamathing office. And I'm not sure if it is then being uploaded straight away, and also fucking December month, right? I mean, we're only a month beyond that initial date. So
yeah. So you also have the holiday season, so it's not that dated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good news. Start of the year. Actually, end of the year. We missed it, so now it's good news at the start of the year.
For sure. I think it's pretty funny because I can remember Chainlink girl, Chainlink woman, Chainlink God knows whatever you are, writing, saying, typing, tweeting that Quant are a bunch of scammers and they would never do any business in the United States, which is obviously been how do you refuted? Yeah, refuted a couple of times. But now they even have a patent there, which is pretty funny too. Shall we go to the predictions?
Yeah. This is going to be the most fun part of this season, and we just put it in episode 1.
Yeah. So we drew up 10 things we think you and I would find interesting, hot topics, and they warrant an estimation of prediction. And we're going to make an attempt to predict for H1 and H2, right? So that's up until July, and then from July till January. What certain things will look like and how things will unfold. And we will be wrong, probably on all of them. But yeah, so the first topic we wanted to talk about is what is going to be the meme, the theme, the bandwagon of this year, right? H1, H2 maybe. And that last week kind of escalated into Tim and I making a shitcoin portfolio. So what are the memes of the bandwagons, right? So we had the memes of the dog coins, we had the memes of the Shiba Inus, the Shitsinus, God knows what else.
We had quite a couple of memes.
Yeah. The NFT craze was a thing. And now, what's it gonna be, right? So Tim and I spoke.
We don't know.
And yeah, we're not sure, but we agree that AI could be a thing.
We made a couple of predictions, and we're just gonna do it again. And I do not remember what I said last week, so let's just do it again. There's this meme of in Dutch he's called Goofy, but I'm pretty sure he's not.
Goofy, yeah.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his name is Goofy, yeah.
Oh, wait, let me pull this up for you guys.
Okay.
No, wait. Oh, it's a meme.
Well, Tim is looking that up. So we made a shitcoin portfolio last week. We both had 10K to throw in there. Yeah, 10K euro. And we both made our bets. I actually put my 10K in coins that I already own. And it's not necessarily a shitcoin portfolio, but it are things that I wanted exposure to. I was like, okay, these can do well, right? And Tim went full berserk, and he's going to explain his portfolio in a bit and why he made.
It's only the. Why does this never work? It's this meme.
Okay. Tim is now bringing up an image of Goofy with Down syndrome, and I am not entirely sure what the context or the purpose of this is.
No, it's the meme is I'll fucking do it again. This is us.
Okay.
And we'll fucking do it again. The degenerate predicting. No.
Okay.
Do you not? Yeah. This is how I feel.
No, I don't know the story behind the meme.
Now, if you don't know the meme, then it's kind of okay, then never mind. Just don't be bothered.
Sorry, ancient here.
We made a couple of predictions. We're just gonna do it again.
Yeah, no, we put money in a portfolio, and I'm gonna bring this up because the portfolio we'll just start off with. So we both put it in, okay, And for fuck's
Are we
sake.
both? Oh,
Yeah, my Zoom fucked up again. All right, am I still here?
you're still here.
Zoom, you're still a bunch of goddamn idiots. They keep resetting all our settings, and every time, no, not every time. Sometimes when I share the screen, they just decide to kick me out. Anyway,
Oh man, put it in dollars, or is it? Did we? Yeah, we did it in euro.
we did it in euros.
Yeah.
We did it in euros. So it was 10k euro. I got myself a Neon. I got myself Check D, and I got myself BitTensor. And yeah, well, I'm down by 2,422 euros. So I'm down 23.7% on my
in 1 week.
Yeah,
Nice.
I just lost 25% in 1 week on my well, let's call it an FA portfolio in a way.
Yeah. So last week
I'm a little bit devastated about this, to be honest.
Oh, are you? No,
Yeah,
last week we
Neon 63%, Check D is 22%, and Tau is 14%. What?
No, so last week we did this live on the show, and we were actually picking. Jarno went through it much faster than I did, because Jarno was already pretty determined to pick Neon, Checked, and BitTensor.
Yeah, because these are my actual plays.
And,
so
yeah, these are actual plays based on fundamental, not necessarily fundamental analysis, but at least like
I have IRL money.
There's some good reasoning for this, more than my portfolio. Let's put it this way. There's actually there's an idea behind this.
Let's put Tim's portfolio on there. Tim's portfolio is reasoning to as well.
Oh yeah, I only dropped 10%. That's not too bad.
Tim is down 13%, so I'm down. I'm 10% more down than Tim. Down 10% more than Tim.
Yeah, that's not too bad. I kind of weathered the storm. It seems
this is an argument for diversification.
Yeah. Okay, so Jarno's portfolio consists of Checked, Neon, and Tau. And Neon, I'm not sure what the reasoning behind that is, except for some fun roads who are involved in Neon. And it's kind of this Ethereum virtual machine, right? So
yeah, it's an EVM thing on Solana. Solana is hype, and Neon was like what 40 million market cap when I got in there. So I think it's going to 2 billion.
Yeah, because Jarno needs a new garden.
Yeah, because I need a new garden.
Yeah. Okay, so then we have my portfolio, which is kind of more diversified, and the people watching on YouTube can see that I put some more. Well, I didn't put more effort. I simply went for more cryptos. The first one is Uniswap. Yeah, I put like, what was it? Can you wait? Maybe it's my screen.
Oh yeah. What do you want to know?
No. Here. Okay, so I lost already 500 euros on it. I forgot how much I put into it. We can probably check, but can't be bothered. I bought 400 uni, so let's assume I put like 2.5k.
Transactions. You go to your transactions, and you can.
Oh man,
here, I buy at 6.6 euro. You bought 400 of them.
Oh man.
Of a total of 2,648 euros, and you're currently down 536.
Okay, so I bought like 2.5k worth of Uniswap, and the reasoning behind this is that I think at least that we will enter a bull or at least a trading season where people still do not necessarily rely on centralized exchanges. So people will go to Uniswap and exchange their shitcoins for other shitcoins. And the decentralized exchanges will do pretty well with it. So that means that the value of Uniswap is going to increase. That's
and it's a difficult week for reasoning like this because all eyes on Bitcoin right now.
Yeah, right? we're only 1 week in. We have 51 weeks left.
Yeah,
so it's not too bad for me. Then I put Chainlink, a second pick. So yeah, well, at the moment I went for Chainlink on the Dutch show. I literally said, well, this is going to be anti-quant content. And then you started some conspiracy theory about the fact that CCP and such and that sort of, that's actually old Soviet conspiracy against the entire crypto market. Wonder if you can do the same thing in English. For me, at least. Oh yeah, man, he's gonna talk
No,
about
keep going.
it.
We'll get there.
Yeah, so I was like, well, CCIP might fare well. I'll just put some money into it. I bought some Chainlink. Put like 2K into that. Then, moving on, third crypto, there is VXV, Vector Space AI. Still kind of on this AI hype. I think AI will do pretty well in 2024. Continuation of this year. And then we have VXV, which has done terrible price-wise last couple of years. But there was a lot of fundamental analysis behind it. And there are some arguments why it could be very valuable in the future. So I just put some money into it. Already lost a ton of money. Then we go into Ampliford, which is kind of, I don't even know what Ampliford is. Jarno just told me to buy it, and I lost money. But apparently it's some kind of stable coin, an algorithmic stable coin. And
it's a rebase token,
Yeah, it's
got a
this
rebase to $1
token.
every time.
Yeah, and I already lost money. It's going
it will
great
print
for me.
money, bro. It will print money. As soon as it goes to 2 and it rebases and you double your portfolio and that just keeps going and going and going and you can't lose.
Basically. Then BitTensor Tau. So I also jumped on the Tau bandwagon. Bought like a 1K of Tau BitTensor. Then I did my most degenerate picks. There are a couple of them. I picked OrdiSwap. I don't even know what OrdiSwap is. I didn't even know. I was just literally staring at my phone.
It's the next Uniswap, dude.
And I literally opened the first degenerate trading chat that I'm in, and someone was talking about OrdiSwap, and I was like, yeah, that's it. That's my bet for 2024. We'll go into OrdiSwap. And I've already actually one more. It's actually can you go to the I can do it. Yeah, actually won €40 betting on OrdiSwap. This is amazing. This is why you need to be degenerate in this market. This is amazing. I can actually afford myself. Oh wow,
a steak dinner almost.
Yeah, this is amazing, man. Whoa.
Just invest 10,000 and then one of your things will luckily grant you $40.
Yeah.
Euros.
You'll also lose more than 1K, but hey, at least you won something. Then my next pick is Orca.
The fish.
We were just going through the pages on CoinGecko, went to the second page, and Jordan said, hey, I see a fish. Like a fish? What are you talking about? Orca. Oh yeah, Free Willy. Let's go with a Free Willy meme. Why not? So I put like 500, 600 euro into that. Because Free Willy, the meme, Free Willy making rise to the top. Then we have Bonk. I was like, oh yeah, I must pick one of those degenerate, super famous hype coins. I was like, yeah, why not go for Bonk? It will print. Eventually it will print. So this is my pick.
Yeah.
And those are my picks, actually. And we already lost 1K, but it's just temporary. We have the entire year to make up for it. This is long-term investing, long horizons.
Yeah, we will
stoic
be
investing. It's based on a great analysis. We'll make it, guys.
If you look at OrdiSwap, right, or Bonk. I mean, here, look at Bonk. You have what, 5 million of those? It just needs, if it reaches 10 euros. Then you're a millionaire, right? I mean,
even more
how hard can it be? What is this? This is.
Like
I mean, look 15... at that. Look at that. If it just goes to 1, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's just a 5,000, 50, 500,000. It's just a
5x, bro. It's a 5x.
Yeah. It's only 5. It's only a 5,000x. That's it.
Yeah, it's not too difficult. We can do that.
That's easy.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the volume, man.
And it's green.
Yeah.
There are very valid points for this.
I mean, what are we talking about supply-wise, right? This is...
Oh, it only has a supply of like, what is it? It's
FLUKE million,
go
right?
up,
something like that.
Go up.
Oh yeah, so shit. Fuck me.
There we go.
Here, it's only like 100. Okay.
100K, 100 million, 100 billion.
100 trillion tokens. That's it.
Yeah, that's nothing. I mean, if it goes to 1.
Yeah, you should try and get 1% of the supply, dude.
Yeah. They'll be there in no time.
Yeah.
Hey, but these are the picks we made. And the portfolios we actually picked for 2024. It's going to be a very good year for investing. We're already down. So it's going pretty well.
Yeah.
And this can only get better.
Yes.
So stay tuned with us to find out how our portfolios will do this year.
Yeah.
Do not follow this financial advice, even though it's amazing.
Yeah.
So
please, guys, for the entirety of this episode, we know nothing. This is entertainment. This is never ever financial advice. As you can hear, we are just a bunch of fucking idiots, and we are just having fun on the internet, entertaining you guys. And this is not gospel. Please do not be like us. Treat this as Jackass, right? Maybe I'm really old. Right? Do you know Jackass?
I do.
Okay, I'm not that old. So don't be like us. So what is point number 2, Tim? This is one of the most debated and argumented things. And the question is, when Quant all-time high?
Yeah.
This is a touchy subject.
In Dutch last week, we kind of had this negotiation. I said, well, if we want to see an all-time high, it's probably going to be around like May, because it's only like 3x away, right? We just need to triple, and then we're there already. Shouldn't be too difficult.
Yeah.
You were like, yeah, fair enough, but we can do it a month earlier. We can do it in April. And I said, yeah, but May isn't necessarily the best month for crypto. It usually doesn't. Now, initially I said September. I was like, nah, September is too late. That's before I see things happening earlier. So I said May, but I said, no, May, bad month for crypto.
But the deck is shuffled, you said.
You were like, let's pick March. I'll pick March. Are you still with March? You still see it happening in March, all-time high. We are a decade further.
I do. I think we can still reach all-time high by March. And I mean, we should have put this at the back, because there's a couple of other things in there that are going to make my case for me, right? So I have a blister on my foot. I wear shoes today. And now I have blisters. Yeah, I shouldn't wear shoes. God damn it. Anyway, so the rest of the points will make the argument, and otherwise I will remember to because the numbers are going to get pretty crazy. So I still believe that March for all-time high 2024 is a good possibility. I think we're going to reach it then, and then it's going to be even more crazy.
Already in 2 months.
No, 2.5.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We can take March. We can take March with that as well, right? So it's January, February, March, and then before April, right? So in your case, it's before May.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm still
way of doing things, right?
Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm still sticking with that prediction. It's probably not going to happen this year, but it might. So let's say if everything goes well, in that scenario, I envision it in April, but it probably doesn't go well. So I'll say April next year.
Okay, so you're making it April 2025.
Yeah, just for the sake of.
I'll make it. I'll make it your English prediction, right?
Yeah. So in Dutch, I would say no. It's gonna be in April, but we kind of progressed 1 week, and we lost all the gains we made last week. We're gonna say, this is gonna be a bit more difficult than I envisioned it.
Yeah,
but it completely depends, right? We are completely dependent upon the market and whatever is gonna happen. And
last week he ordered a Lambo, and now he's crying about the market. That's Tim for you.
Yeah, exactly. But then next week I might say something else.
Yeah.
We don't know.
I make attempts to be at least a little bit more consistent. I mean, nothing has changed since last week. Nothing has changed. All the
Price
projections that we
has
made in
changed,
Dutch,
and we are talking about the price.
nothing has changed that matters for making an argument. If you think that the difference between 110 euros and 130 euros is the difference between April 2024 and April 2025, my God, that's
No, yes, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
But then, yeah, but let's say, I mean, April 2025 will obviously also doesn't have any argument to it. It's just a random moment in time. We don't know what's going to happen because
I agree.
I agree. This is completely dependent upon sentiment and whatever happens. We cannot predict this one. Okay. But we can at least put some timestamp somewhere on the horizon and say, hey, it's going to happen. It'll keep us sane. Yeah. And then we will move the goalpost if it doesn't happen. Okay, right. Next prediction.
So, number 3, right? The amount of wallets. And last week, that was January 2nd. There were 151,137 wallets, right? 151,137. That was January 2nd. And what will be the amount of wallets in H1 and what will be the amount of wallets in H2?
Yeah, let's put up oh. Yeah. Gilbert.
You go pull up the thing.
Give me 1 second, please.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. Okay. I'm gonna share my screen with you all. Here it is. Jonas is gone again. You cannot see him, but it doesn't matter because I'm sharing my screen and you will see me. We are looking at the Quamfy launch. Vandaag in English means today. And this is the most, I think this is the most recent one. Need to check. Be totally sure. Yeah, this is the most recent one. Okay. Most recent one is of 2 p.m. today, which is the 9th of January 2024. Amount of total holders is 151,815. We have added 547 wallets over a week, which still nets us around 151,000. Yeah, we are at 151k holders wallets at the moment. The rank 100 has 14,040 QNT, and the rank 1000 has 1,295 QNT. Yeah. Fair enough.
So we gained a little bit over 600 wallets.
Yeah, 550.
Yeah, that's what it reads there, but I've here 151,137. Anyway, so that's like 2k a month at current rate, right? Something like that.
Yep.
But yeah, what are our guesstimations, right? So the end of H1, Tim.
Yeah.
How many wallets will we have by July 1st? Yeah, July 1st.
What did I say the last time? Let me pull this up. I said in the Dutch.
No, you're going with a shuffled deck. You said.
That's true, but this is one of those things you can kind of make a guesstimate what you will do. Yeah, in the Dutch episode, I said, well, end of H1, I'm rocking with 180k wallets. I'll do that here as well, 180k, and then end of H2, so that means 1st of January 2025 will be at 220k wallets. So let's say in the next 6 months we'll add roughly 30k wallets, and the next year we will add 70k, which is a lot, but it's not as much as you predicted, because you predicted different numbers.
Yeah. I think that by July we'll have added 50k wallets. I think we'll be up at past the 200,000 mark. And I think by January 1st next year, I think we'll be well over the 400K and added like 250,000 wallets. And my reasoning for this is, and obviously I just put my finger into the cup and just guesstimated the percentages. But looking at 2021, the amount of wallets that we added in bull market conditions were just insane, relative to other time periods. And this is already a little part of my argument for my previous exorbitant prediction. And I will build on top of this as well. But I think full bull will be coming within weeks and maybe months. And things will get crazy. And I think there will be a lot of eyes on Quant right now, especially with the US patent and a US ETF. I think my argument only got stronger for this exponential wallet growth. There's a lot of things going to happen. And there was also some dev news, and I'll get to that on later points as well. I am very, very positive. I mean, I'm always very, very positive because I prefer just being as positive as I can all the time, like 360 days a year, and then be disappointed only 4 days, rather than most of you idiots that choose to be conservative and be careful. And no. I'll be happy when we break that, and then I'll celebrate. I choose the other way around.
Yep.
I'd rather be disappointed every now and again and just live positive every day in expectation like a child before Christmas, and then not get a super soaker but get like a mini squirt gun. But I thought I got the super soaker the entire goddamn year, and I was super excited and happy for that, but the disappointment lasts 1 day.
So if I have some stories about super soakers. Gave some my friends dramas. Hey, yeah, I always was the kid with a big super soaker when I was young, and then I was the most powerful. I always had this big super soaker, and then all the other kids came, and I just heard them. But yeah, hey, for 1st of January, that was pretty fun. Can't lie. 1st of January 2022. We had 40K wallets. 1st of January 2023, so a year later, we added 70K wallets over 1 year. So what I did is simply took the growth of 2023 and applied it to 2020. And I'm applying it to this year, next year.
Yeah.
But this is amazing. We went from, in 2 years, we went from 40K to 150K. And if we go 1 year further back in time.
You can't.
No, I cannot. I think I can only go back as far as.
Yeah, no, I think history just doesn't allow that. Let me see.
Apparently.
Oh yeah, I'm not in Quamfy Lounge anymore. Maybe I can search. I left almost all the groups. I got so sick and tired of all you guys crying and bitching every time the market farted that I just decided to just go and leave that shit again.
Oh.
Let's see how far I can go back.
Yeah, okay. At least this is 2021. We were at 13.
Oh, right. Here,
14K wallets.
Where do you want to be? You want to be January 2020?
Yeah.
January 9th, 2020? I cannot go back further than February 9th, 2021.
Yeah, same here.
I cannot, but I was there, but history just doesn't allow that.
Okay, but at least we were at like 14K wallets. So we 10x in a matter of 3 years. Yeah, 3. Yeah, we had a 10x on wallets, which is significant. Hey, and then we that's the amount of wallets, and then we also made a prediction for the amount of QNT that's in a wallet, and I said the following in the Dutch episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, we kind of divided it by the. Wait, I'll share my screen once again. Here's Telegram. I'll put it up. In 2021, the average, well, at least the rank 100 at 16,887 QNT in his wallet. So like the number 100 on the rank. And the rank 1000, so the 1000 wallets, had 1,433 QNT in his wallet.
Yeah.
Those numbers have changed over the years, but they've kind of stayed in a range. So
Yeah.
this was the 2021, but if we go to the 1st of January 2022, it goes to like 1,700. And then it starts dropping again. And you can, yeah, here. It goes to 1,700 QNT. And after that, it's only been dropping. I want to see what it did during the bull run. Sorry, I'm a nerd when it comes to these.
I'm trying to stay awake. I'm
Numbers.
managing.
Yeah, sorry. I'm really.
No,
last time you
good.
started an episode of 24 Kitchen, you were just doing your own cooking. So.
Yeah, I was talking about my Christmas Eve. I made lamb, which was nice.
Here goes again.
I got a whole lamb finally. I finally have a house with a garden, and I got a nice little rotisserie, like a big one, and I got an 18-kilogram lamb. And I was cooking lamb the entire day, which was nice.
Undoable.
And we're still eating lamb every other day now, which is also nice because I love lamb a lot.
This is
meanwhile, Tim
11th of
is scrolling through the gift parties.
We did at all-time high. It's insane.
Yes, I am definitely.
It's basically.
I have like 250 quant memes because I have the Telegram Premium, so I can store 400 gifts. I have like,
this
like
is undoable. What the actual?
I can confirm I'm getting DMs from admins. If I can please tone it down a little bit with the gift parties.
How did we not take this as a top single back then? Look at the sheer volume of messages. How did we not see this coming?
I do not know.
Hey, there was Qwit. Qwit was here.
What's Quant gonna do?
Okay, so during the peak of the bull run, Quant was at $382. It was like 360 euros or something. We had 1,750 QNT for the rank 1000 on the list. And we had 15,000 QNT for the top 100. And after that, it's been dropping. And at that moment, at that point in time, we were adding 2,500 wallets a week. After that, we've checked it. I'm not going to bother you with the statistics, but it's been dropping. And it kind of leads me to predict the amount of wallets next year. I mean, the average size of a wallet, the top 100 and top 1K.
Are you still awake? Everybody still awake? Hello?
Because this is prediction 4. Yeah, you should be awake. This is actually prediction 4. Are you still there?
Yeah. Wake up.
Come
on, Tim, take it home. You're almost there, brother.
Yeah. I know. I'm just making a timestamp. I am predicting for the top 100 that it will be around 1,500 QNT. So the
top 100 is 15,000, brother.
15,000, sorry.
Yeah.
15,000 QNT. And for the top 1,000, I predict 1,200 QNT because I think that the top wallets are going to increase in number. We will see more enterprise wallets, or at least like non-persons in there, or institutional, or whatever it is. And I also predict that the fact that that is growing will push out more people, and that the people who are in QNT are going to, well, simply kind of diversify, and they will sell their assets, which will lead to lower average wallet sizes. So 1,200 QNT at end of the year. Sorry.
Yeah.
This is
Tim and I
just
were
not very
entertaining.
Appealing. Yeah.
Tim and I were pretty much on the same page here. I also think that 15,000 will be the top 100. And why? Because I do think that there will be a lot of more custody and exchange wallets in there. There will be fewer and fewer retail with that amount of money, if at all. The top 1,000 will be lower. I think 1,150 QNT will be the top 1,000 soon enough. right? That's the trend that we have been seeing. People taking profits, people been diversifying, but also people spreading out their wallets, right? So people that are self-custody, the more the value of a token climbs, the more they feel the need to split wallets up for safety purposes. So that, I mean, that also contributes a little bit to the amount of wallets I think that will be created. There will be more people with multiple wallets for safety purposes. And as Tim showed, right, September 11th, right, peak quant price day.
Yeah, that was the absolute peak.
Yeah, there were 2,500 new wallets that week, but that was not with 150,000 base wallets, and we were not in the position confirmation-wise that we are right now. So yeah, adding 250,000 over a year, I'd say is not an impossible thing. That being said, people will have fewer QNT, right? Because Quant has a finite amount of tokens. So the top 1,000 number going up is not a very logical event to be happening. And a decrease in this case to 1150 seems reasonable, since we're only talking about a year. No.
Yeah. Okay, next prediction.
Yeah, number 5 is the ETF effect, right? So the question is, what will the ETF do? And it's good that the ETF has not been approved quite yet. But we do have a little bit more information compared to what happened, or what we knew, apologies, last week. Because last week, there was
what did I say last week?
Last week you said priced in ETF, no direct effect, no pump. It'll be good for the market, but it will just be a continuation of the current trend.
I still stand by that a week later.
No, that's
I do not think that there is going to be. You see more of these moments, also in history, where we all associated certain price action with a certain event, but there will always be front runners, and people will front run the front run, and people who are front running the front run of the front run.
Yeah.
Just like there will be people who will be selling. You know, it will never play out as we think it will. There's this huge narrative that, like, once the ETF gets launched, we will see massive inflows of institutional money, which will kind of drive up prices as institutions are simply buying all the Bitcoin. Well, and there will be no Bitcoin for us crypto schnitzels left. That's not how it's going to be played, I think.
I am going to change my...
Ooh.
Yeah, because last week I said the ETF will have a mild, so that's a moderate effect on BTC and ETH, but it will be the catalyst for full bull. I still believe that. But I didn't know last week, and I know this week, that there are 10 entities applying for a spot ETF. And even though people buying an ETF cannot possess the underlying asset, right? You're buying an ETF, so you do not hold the Bitcoin itself. But the company issuing the ETF does need to buy this. And what adds to my change of mind is that apparently there's this little quote-unquote war going on. And this is just mainstream news, right? I have no way of knowing if this is accurate or just arguments by them to pump up the price or whatever. But there's actually a war going on for the fees. So if big entities like that are at war with each other for fees for the ETF, I think that says a lot. So I think the effect on BTC could be pretty strong, right? And maybe not initially, but I think in the Netherlands, we don't have this Roth IRA thing and these investment portfolios for your pension or whatever you call it. But in the US, you do. And I'll bet there's a lot of people that want this. And that means that there's a lot of companies that will get on board with this. And I think there will be quite a lot of people wanting some exposure, right, to BTC, just because it's BTC.
Yeah.
Because that brought me back to, I'll keep this fake, a friend of mine who has money to burn.
Me.
But just wanted BTC to say he has BTC, right? Just for the name of it, right? Why do you want a Lambo? Not because it's just a practical car, no, because you can say you drive a Lambo or a Jag or whatever. And that's why people want BTC. And I also think that people that buy BTC for a Roth IRA or whatever, they're not going to be selling this, right? They're not going to be trading this. They just buy this shit, they put it away. And I hate to say this, but this could because I'm not a fan of Bitcoin. I think it's a useless piece of garbage. But for an investment right now, I'd say the effect of the ETF can be pretty significant. So I'm going to English. Strong effect. Maybe not tomorrow, right? When it gets approved. Depending on when it
usually
is.
leads to a dump.
I don't know. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I think a lot of people think that because a lot of people are just negative. Most people are just negative in general. And maybe there will be a dump because everybody expects there's going to be a dump. So if somebody just dumps like a couple of Bitcoin, like a couple of hundred, then other people like, see what's happening. And then they'll dump their shit as well. They tweet it, everybody dumps, and that will create a catalyst. And then all these funds will just buy shit up on the cheap because that's how it goes, right? So I don't think there'll be a dump because people are whatever. But
yeah, I think let me rephrase. I think what you usually see with these kind of events, and the same goes for the halvening, which happened in 2020 and 2020,
yeah.
2017, I think. Is we are all living towards that clock, which is sticking to zero, and then once it happens, it's like, oh, what's going on? And then like, aren't you supposed to be pumping right now?
Yeah, but
People
that's
lose the
what I mean.
narrative, and it starts dropping. But the attention is garnered towards crypto, right? So all eyes are on crypto. And at the moment people do not believe it anymore, it actually starts pumping and the narrative is back and the institutions are buying.
Yeah.
And we're all going up. I think that will be the scenario that will be playing out, but you cannot know for sure. And
no. And there will be a hunt for liquidations, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, of course. That always happens. But in the extent of that, in the extended chain of events, we will see that once, at least in our predictions, will move towards all-time high. That is at least what we predict. Okay, that was prediction 5. We need to go towards prediction 6, which is about the
So
the question.
For number 6, right? And Tim and I we spoke about this. The question is, which one of us will take enormous profits from their ledger first? Okay.
Yep.
So a little bit of backstory. So Tim and I both have QNT on exchanges for liquidity purposes, right?
Yep.
We both have QNT there because we don't want to be all shaky hands and fees through the roof to take some profits if need be. Tim is also in the market to buy a house, right? And to buy a house, you need money. So he already has an allocation that of QNT that is going to sell regardless of whatever. But and I mean I have a new house now, and I have some costs to make, but I hope I can cover those with Neon. But we both have a substantial amount on a ledger. right? As most of you should. Those things are sacred, right? Those things are behind the glass, in case of emergency or in case of insane fucking gains. Then we will start to think about either diversification, or, I mean, buying a house is also a way of diversifying, in a way. But if Quant pumps to, like, what, I don't know, let's make it crazy. If Quant pumps to 50K next month, I will be breaking out the ledger and I'll be selling a couple extra, right?
Yep.
But the question is, which one of us who will break out their ledger first? And yeah, that's an interesting question.
Yeah, and we in the Dutch chat, I'm sorry, yeah, we Dutch chat, Dutch community, we left it to the community. We left it to our viewers, our listeners, because we couldn't decide. There are too many variables to answer this question. For me, it's my personal finances. Whatever happens this year, I simply do not know. I do know that I'm not determined to sell any of my QNT, which is like, is it cryogenics? Like it's like in the freezer basically on my ledger. I'm not planning to take it out. But if something happens, there could be circumstances where I need it. I will do it. But there are simply too many variables in all kinds of directions which I do not know. I cannot control. So we'll just leave it to the community. But you should take into account that I'm usually a more defensive investor. I will usually take profits earlier, probably than Jarno. So that could be an argument for me, but there are also arguments for Jarno. We do not know. We'll leave it to the community.
Yeah, so who will take their first big profits from their ledger to diversify, right? That was the question. To diversify. That's an important connotation because I do believe that Quant is really fucking good, and I do believe that Quant will do well for the foreseeable future. Yet, if my my net worth or my worth in QNT surpasses a certain threshold, it is just not wise to keep everything in one asset, whatever you may think. And the Mungers and the Buffetts and the Lynches of this world will agree that eventually there comes a time to diversify. And my idea still is to move a good portion into the traditional markets, right? So going for some dividend stocks, going for some growth stocks, and then just diversify globally, right? So not just separation between tech, tobacco, and fossil fuels, weapons, whatever, but also spread that over continents, right? USA, Australia, Africa, Europe, and so on, just to limit risk geographically, limit risk for certain sectors, just as a wealth preservation mechanic. And yes, I will not be doing that until I have like boatloads. But yeah, that point will eventually be reached. And the question is, when will the diversification, or who will start the diversification first? Because diversification is a little bit of a drain on your gains, right? You diversify over a lot of different assets. You will inevitably miss out on quant gains, but you mitigate the risk to quant losses for some whatever reason. Yeah. So yeah, who's going to be diversifying first? From the ledger, Tim or Jarno, let us know in the comment section. Yep. And that will bring us to point 7. And this is a sensitive one, isn't it? When will Gilbert / the team address the community for the first time this year? And yeah, a little bit of background information on that. The last time that the team contacted us through, apologies, main was well over a year ago. And the last time the team contacted us through the developer group was like 9 months ago, from the top of my head.
I think the last message that Luke Riley sent, so in all forms of communication on Telegram, the last message was, I think, on January 4th, 2023.
Yeah,
So that's even more than a year ago.
Yeah.
We went into all chats and checked. And I think the last communication was Luke Riley on the 4th of January, 2023.
Yeah. Yeah, so the question
it's even it's over a year ago, and Gilbert's even worse. Especially in the developer chat, you can all look this up on Telegram. It's all there. It's all on data. The last time he communicated there was in 2020 in the developer community, and Luke Riley said something there in 2023, beginning of the year, and then they kind of slowly abandoned the chats in 2022. I think last communication was somewhere in 2022. And that leads me to the prediction that I do not see any communication from the team next year. I don't see it happening. It didn't happen in 2023, except for like one moment.
No.
And I do not predict it in the next year. And there's also an argument to it. Because if you look at the roles that they have, each member of a chat has a certain role. You can be admin or you can just be a regular member. They gave their admin roles to actually community leaders. Members of the community are actually doing the moderating and in the Quant Telegram, the official Quant Telegram. So that leads me to believe that they have no involvement anymore of communicating there towards the community. But I could very well be wrong. We don't know. It's a prediction show.
Yeah.
Could very well happen tomorrow. That's
and my guess is that we'll be hearing from them by June. Probably a little bit before, but we'll have to see. And I do think it will be developer related. Obviously we'll have to see, but this also fits into my my expectation of wallet appreciation and price appreciation, etc. Sorry guys. That I think there will be developer news. I think this year regulation will become a lot clearer. I think development has been going on when it comes to the Overledger platform, and eventually they will want to open up for the community to start contributing to help diversify, etc. So I think before June, we'll see. I mean, I said June, so that will be before July. So H1. Ongoing meme. Yeah, and then there's point number 8. And point number 8 was actually something I didn't think through very well. But what will be the biggest nuke when it comes to regulation or law or whatever? And Tim and I agreed that usually law and regulations and standards and all these things, they move really slow. There's very few expectations surprises to be expected. But hence Tim saying, okay, I have no expectations at all. I do go.
I still stand by that point. I don't.
Yeah.
Aside from the ETF, I do not see any major things coming this year. It's all, how those working groups go, and we have another year of discussion. We issue something, and then if you have any kind of interest, you can say something about it. We'll go to the next round, and before you know, it's 2025.
Yeah. I do think that we're going to get some interesting news. I do think that H1, and I put down here May, I think there will be the USA are leagues behind when it comes to regulations.
We already got the patent.
That's interesting. That's a good point. But yeah, they're behind on the EU, they're behind on the UK, they're behind on China, Japan, fucking Korea. So they don't like to be left behind.
They
And
don't like to be laggards.
yeah, I do think that um, there will not be definitive law being implemented this year, obviously, because that takes a process. But I do feel that this first half, they need to step up and they need to make some serious claims. And I do know that there's this election thing that's going on. There's always something going on. But that could be a catalyst as well, because there needs to be clarity. And I also had this put on your aluminium hat, your tinfoil hat, that the SEC is now approving this Bitcoin stuff. And there's this interesting thing, right? During market hours, company CEOs, whatever, cannot manipulate the market. So you cannot put out tweets or news messages manipulating sentiment with company numbers or whatever. But Bitcoin is a 24/7 asset and it's global. So how are they going to regulate that? How are they going to moderate? How are they going to prevent Elon from pumping Doge whenever he wants, right? Stuff like that. But the same can go obviously for Bitcoin and other stuff. So it could very well be that they're like, yeah, okay, let's just approve this ETF, right? Let's approve this ETF and then try to leverage those laws in some way, shape, or form, right? Manipulating God knows what. And I'm not really sure if this even would apply to Bitcoin, because it is obviously not owned by anyone per se, right? Just unlike a company like Boeing or Tesla or whatever. But it's an interesting thing, because you cannot buy your ETFs after market hours. I mean, you can, but you can't, right? You'll be on a waiting list, you pay an extra fee, and then you can get it the first time market opens, but you're not going to get it to the price you wanted it. So how are they going to go with that? And that could very well go hand in hand with new legislation. Looking for the word, proposals. But we'll have to see. This is going to be kind of, in a way, uncharted waters, I think. But maybe I'm overthinking this. So by May, probably the USA doing some.
Yeah, they sorted their bipartisan politics, and yeah, fair enough.
No, but they have to do something, right? And they have to agree on something, because if the ETF is being traded and everybody has Bitcoin in their Roth IRA, there needs to be rules and regulations. You cannot just keep doing what you're doing with all the dated shit you have. So anyway, we're all just guessing here.
True.
Yeah,
it's just with lawmakers and just these kind of things. It's
not being decided this year.
Those are moving oil tankers in a way.
It's not being decided this year. No, for sure. But
yeah, we might see something that we didn't see coming. And yeah, I think if there's any region in the world where that would be coming from, it would be this region indeed. I think you're right. Whether we will see that this year, though, I'm not sure.
Definitely, probably.
Yeah. Okay. Then we're going to point 9.
Yeah, and that's the first household name or big partner announcement. When and whom? That's the question. And we didn't put a date with that, but
no,
Tim,
just
do you remember your guess?
Yeah, so this is about which kind of partner or name or whatever brand will be associated with Quant in any way, shape, or form this year. And
partnership announcement.
Exactly.
It's a little bit more specific than just an association.
True. You always need to be careful in your wording here, because you know how that goes. But if there's any kind of brand that I would have to mention, it would be Citibank. there have been some. There's been some suspicion that Quant is doing is working with Citibank. You can look it up in the consul and console, and yeah, if there's just one name, I would say Citibank. Do you have any arguments to argue that that is going to happen in 2024? No, I do not. But I just had to pick it. I just had to pick a brand. That would be Citibank because, well, there are a
but
lot
you have
of
inside information on this.
true, but it doesn't mean that it will. Of course, but I'm not saying. Yeah, of course, but I'm not saying that that will happen this year. But yeah, I just had to mention something. It would be Citibank. I don't know. We all do not really know it. As always, it can come from any direction. What's this?
Let me pull this up. Oh,
Is
no.
the
Not Elder Scrolls. Oh, I'm excited now. Why am I excited? I'm such a child. Screenshot. Okay, here we go. On screen, we have this live on the Quamfy Show, ladies and gentlemen. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission.
Oh, Jarno is gone again. You will see me. Jarno is gone. No, he's not gone. His mic is out, and we are at least looking. He is. We see his mouse going. It's about the ETF. Apparently, it's approved. Breaking news. Not sure what's happening exactly. Wait, Yarn. Oh, now it's just me. I'm gonna pause the recording. Oh,
Okay, so we're back. If you're working for Zoom, you're a goddamn idiot. Because this is
use
not
Microsoft Teams, people.
Oh, no, it's super annoying. Anyway, what we see here is the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, the official at SEC.gov. Today, the SEC grants approval for Bitcoin ETFs for listing on all registered national securities exchanges. The approved Bitcoin ETFs will be subject to ongoing surveillance and compliance measures to ensure continued investor protection. And then there's a screenshot picture thingamadoo with Gary Gensler's zombie face. Today's approval enhances market transparency and provides investors with efficient access to digital asset investments within a regulated framework. So this is interesting. And people are like, oh, what a time to be alive. We fucking did it, lads. Everybody's ecstatic. Oh. So yeah, there we have it. ETFs live. Woo.
I'm not sure what this is going to do with the. Let's go to CoinGecko live. We are.
Sharing the screen. Preparing for crash. No crash. God, that's a shame.
Did the market crash? What did it do to our portfolios? Ooh.
Let's first have a look.
Let's first have a look. We are live reacting.
Bitcoin is still down.
You're literally live in our first prediction of the year. It's kind of interesting.
Okay. Markets are still meh.
Yeah, well, yeah, apparently. Meh. I feel like there was this initial spike on Bitcoin.
This portfolio is up 0.4%. That's still down 3% on the day. And my portfolio is down 10% on the day. Yeah. So yeah, no changes here. But the BTC ETF is approved. So yeah, there's that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're going back to our predictions. That was prediction 9. We just rounded that up, I think. Or was there anything you wanted to say?
No, just forwarding this message to people now.
Okay. You predicted, we're going back to predictions.
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry.
You actually predicted
Finality. The first household name. Yeah. I think that Quant is in line with all the council research. Quant's involved with finality. Finality is obviously this big consortium with, sorry guys, 20 major institutions like Santander, BNY Mellon, and Goldman Sachs, ING, and so on. Quant's involved in some way, shape, or form. And I think that could very well be the first one. Because if I had chosen City, that'd be cheating, so I don't do that. It was on his phone, so you can't hear me either way. So.
No, I was listening.
No. You were listening. Okay, good. So shall we go to number 10? Yeah. So number 10 is the Remote Connector Gateway SATP release. When will that take place?
Ooh.
Yeah. So
what did they say last week?
SATP is the former ODAP, right? That's the network that's created by MIT in collaboration with Quant. It's going to be the internet of value, right? So what is that? Internet of value, internet of trust, internet of everything. How can you send assets from one place to another without it being compromised? Internet's not safe. ODAP will make everything better, or in this case, SATP, SAT, Secure Asset Transfer Protocol. And with those things, I think remote connected gateways are inevitable because that's the way by which traffic is being sent left and right? API gateway here, API gateway there. In between is the Secure Asset Transfer Protocol, and or in there around it, whatever. But yeah, when is that going to be released? Initial plans, initial things started in 2020. Tim said not this year.
No, 2025. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, as with everything, I think we're too early this year. We see these what I say, we have these schedules, right? We have all these planned schedules, and we are a bit early. We'll be next year somewhere, if at all. Might easily take another 2 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
friendly reminder, we were also supposed to get...
Apparently, Gary Gensler tweets, the SEC Gov Twitter account was compromised and an unauthorized tweet was posted. The SEC has not approved the listing and trading of spot Bitcoin exchange-traded products. And this also seems legit. So...
and then
that's
some guy tweet...
Fuck.
Oh man, we are live watching shenanigans.
This is so much fun. This is
hilarious.
So apparently, Gary Gensler, this is also the verified account. 4 minutes ago, the SEC here. Welcome to fucking Kangaroo Land. What the hell? So the SEC Gov Twitter account was compromised. And an unauthorized tweet was posted. So somebody within the SEC apparently, or they just accidentally posted it too quickly. This is... Cannot exclude that either.
This is...
Oh, that's so much fun.
This is a Twitter account of most powerful country in the world. And just this is the absolute state of the world what we're in right now. Oh man, this is hilarious.
Fucking banana.
It also shows the absolute state of the crypto market. Which means, driving our point home.
BTC.
Yeah, driving our point home. We were talking about a SATP release. I said it won't happen this year. Will probably happen in 2025. There's a reason for this. I'm just kind of skeptical with these timelines. I think it's not scheduled for this year. Yeah, just like we were supposed to get to Latin American dollar this year. We did last year. I mean, we didn't get it. It's gonna take a while. Yarno said H1. that we will
Yeah.
get. So that means by the 1st of July, we will have SATP and the RCG, so remote connector gateways, and a, call it, what do you call it? Quote unquote, staking, whatever we call it. It's not staking, we've had this discussion before. All by 1st of July this year. Marketing your calendars, people. We're gonna go to the moon. Am I summarizing that right, Jarno?
Yeah, I think you did.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just blasted away by the developments.
Yeah, no, I do think that there's a good chance that STP will be ready. I think that all Latin American dollar thing is also more or less contingent on this. Quant last year has put a lot of things in motion to make everything connected to Overledger like WordPress-like, right? WordPress-esque. So you can just take on apps, put apps in there, make it all a lot easier for people to do so. I think there's plenty of blockchains right now. And it seems like people on markets could be ready. So yeah, I'm hoping for H1, and obviously, right, my price predictions and wallet predictions and bull market also go hand in hand with this. I think they're now working 3.5, 4 years dedicated on this. And it could very well become or be the time to release this motherfucker. And H1, that's the dream. But yeah, no, it's obviously just guesswork. But there is a rush, and I cannot remember the information that I saw like 2 weeks ago. But there's some form of haste with the SATP and to get that up and running. But yeah, we'll see. And yes, if there are gateways, there will be quote unquote staking. But yes, it will not be staking. And yes, you will have to do KYC. And yes, you will have to pay taxes. And yes, you will have to maintain that shit. You cannot just put it up and let it running in your basement. So it will be a form of work, for lack of a better word. Anyway, that was number 10.
Yeah.
We also have a bonus. The elephant in the room.
Now
what
you have
will
two
be
bonus
the
questions.
QNT price?
Predictions.
Yeah. What will be a QNT price? End of H1 and end of year. And I will start with my end of H1. I think the end of H1 price will be 600 euros.
Marketing your calendars, people. End of year.
No, I want to hear your end of H1 first.
Yeah, end of H1, 260 euro. 260
You're still
euro.
standing by that?
Hmm?
You're still standing by that?
Considering the fact that I just earlier this episode I moved my timeline of all-time high, I'm gonna say 170 euro. H1.
170 euro end of H1.
Yeah.
Lol.
Which is a drop of 90 euros.
Sorry?
Yeah, in the Dutch episode is a 260, now I'm saying 170, which is still a 70 euro increase compared to price at this moment. So I'm still bullish.
Okay. And the end of year price.
End of year
price?
yeah. The end of year.
Yeah.
220.
Who?
220 euro. Yeah, 220. Which is
what happened to you last week, dude? You went from 430 to 220. What do you think your all-time high will be this year?
Ooh.
Because
Yeah, I just said there won't be an all-time high. So, but the highest point, non
So
applicable.
that would be 220 then.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I mean,
All-time
250
high?
or so, 250, 260, something like that.
All-time high. So all-time high is no for you.
Yeah. No all-time high.
Okay. Well, yeah, my end of H1 prediction was 600. I think my end of year is 2350, so that's 3,250 euros.
Yeah.
But I think the all-time high will be a little bit over 4,100. So we will be down by end of year, around like what 800 euros. Sorry, yeah, about 800 euros compared to the all-time high. We'll have to see. I think all-time high will be maybe somewhere in October, September. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, if everything that I hope and expect will take place, right? So, I mean, there's not that much that's needed. We only need finality. We need the SATP. We need remote connector gateways. The Bitcoin ETF needs to be approved. And
we almost had it this show already.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah, all-time high. It's just a 10x, right? It's just a 10x from 2021.
To be fair, it's doable. And then there's one thing that we added. We also need subs. You need subscribers. You can also do that by. You can also
clicking
help
subscribe.
us. Yeah, actually, exactly. You can do that right now by just clicking subscribe, give us a like,
it's free,
follow.
and we appreciate it very,
exactly.
very much.
It's free, and it will help us reach our prediction of 3,500 subscribers by end of this year. Yeah. Currently, we're at 3K, so you say 3.5K. End of this year would be doable, so we need 500 subscribers.
Tell your friends, tell your family,
tell the
world. These are the best predictions on the planet.
They are.
Do not trade this. This is entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, and if you do, you can actually sync with us on our ship. Because I think we're already in total. Let's see what we did during this episode. This is going to be fun. Oh man, what did we do? We already lost 4K. Is that a combined 4K? How am I faring compared to you? Okay, it's kind of climbing again. No, it's still. Oh no, I'm still a 1,300 euro loss.
Go to the Bitcoin chart.
For fair enough.
Go to the Bitcoin chart. This is how pathetic all you motherfuckers are. Click on the chart. Scroll down. LOL. Fucking clowns. Fucking clowns. Right? And this is not the SEC. This is us. Right? This is us being fucking children, being insecure, not having a plan, not having a long-term view, trying to get rich over a single announcement. It's hysterical to me. This is one of the most funniest fucking things I've seen in a long time. And I have a 2-year-old.
This is ridiculous. Oh man.
If you try to trade news with crypto, you're absolutely positively bonkers.
I mean, we went from here to here, so now we're going downwards.
You just traded the range of 4,000 euros. I mean, granted, right? It's only 10%, but still.
Yeah, it's still up. I mean, hey, we should be going up.
Yeah, right? Tell that to your girlfriend when you bring this to the party. You're like, that's not up, motherfucker. Get out of my bedroom. Sorry.
We should do this sometime. Straight up. Yeah, I'm
yes, that's a quant candle
trader.
We'll see. So, Tim.
Total mess. Do not take it seriously.
No,
of course.
This is obviously entertainment purposes. Leave us a comment, leave us a like. Let us know in the comments why you're not subscribing. And thank you very much for being here. And remember, we also have podcasts, right? We're also on We're on Spotify, all the podcast channels.
Whatever. If we do not
Yeah.
forget to put it on Podbean. We did last week in the Dutch show.
Yeah,
Corrected it.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. Start of the year. We'll be
Yeah.
here the entire year. Probably have a summer break somewhere in between, but for the foreseeable future, we'll be here talking to you. And you can follow our portfolio now. We have an actual Quamfy Show portfolio.
Yeah,
So there's
do
a
not
reason
copy
to stay
traders.
tuned.
You will get wrecked.
Absolutely, but it's a good cliffhanger for the next show. See you in 2 weeks. Stay comfy.
Take Quamfy.